Hello everyone, my name is Don, the movie reviewer, and today we're going to be talking about Leave No Trace.
You alone out here?
My daughters are with me.
Dad?
Let's go.
Can you tell me where you live? In the park? Is your dad in the service?
He was.
Do you feel safe living with your dad?
We didn't need to be rescued.
Your dad needs to provide you shelter and a place to live.
He did. I don't think we knew where we were going.
Leave No Trace is based off of a book by Peter Rock called My Abandonment, which was released on March 1st, 2009. I have not read that book, I only saw the movie. And I saw the movie by just stumbling on the internet looking for interesting movies to watch. I happened to stumble upon this and it was showing at my local indie movie theater. Support your local indie movie theaters. And I would say that a lot of indie movies this year have really been good. I mean, this is a really good year, 2018, for the independent movies. There are 4 movies right now that are in my top 10 movies so far, top 10 favorite movies of this year, and 1 big blockbuster. And with Leave No Trace, I didn't know if I was going to have another independent movie in my top 10 list, because when I stumbled upon this, just looking at my local indie movie theater website, it showed this movie. I saw the trailer, it looked intriguing, and I saw a few clips from this movie. They looked intriguing, piqued my interest. And surprisingly, this thing has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is absolutely insane. This movie starts off with the father, Will, played by Ben Foster, who, from what I understand, from what the information I get in the movie is that Ben Foster's character, Will, is a father to his daughter, Tom, played by Thomasin McKenzie. And Will, you could say, I guess, is suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress. He's a veteran in a war that I don't think the movie specifies. They don't really give a lot on his background in this movie. You just get a sense that, he wants to live off the grid. He doesn't like mingling with average, everyday, regular people who are on the daily grind. He mostly just wants to be a survivalist and live in the woods. And the movie didn't really give me any depth with this character. It was just that, repeating the same thing throughout, where Will is a survivalist, he's with his daughter, he gets caught, then, he has to answer these questions in the scene that I feel tries to gain some sort of sympathy for his character, and then, he tries to blend in with the average, everyday crowd, and it doesn't work out, and then, he leaves, drags his daughter with him, and then something happens to him, and then, he wants to go back and be in the survivalist, but then, his daughter Tom, at the beginning of the movie, she's learning the laws of the land and how to be a survivalist from what her dad has taught her. To me, the movie, well, when I saw the trailer and then watching the movie, it kind of feels like that movie Captain Fantastic. And I really enjoyed Captain Fantastic. That year Captain Fantastic came out, I thought it was one of the best movies of the year. And with this, it kind of has that similar vibe to it, a family being survivalists, living off the grid in the woods. But with Captain Fantastic, I really felt the heart of the story, and there was lots of meat and potatoes with the characters. And so watching Captain Fantastic and seeing the characters progress in that movie, I felt for them emotionally, and I liked them as people, and I love the execution of the story in that movie. Whereas in this, it's just, there's no story to this movie. There's no story. It's just, you got Will, who, like I said, wants to be a survivalist, and he's dragging his daughter Tom along with him. And when she meets these kids, you know, she has an interaction with them, and she's like, I want to go back to the woods with my dad. And then they live on the grid for a little while, and you know, she's kind of liking it, but the dad doesn't like it, so he takes her along with him to go back to being a survivalist in the woods. But then, you know, I can't remember what happens, but then it's like they go back into being on the grid again after just coming back from being a survivalist for the second time. They go back to being on the grid again for a second time. But this time, you know, she's like, I really like these people, and they're kind of like hippies living in a trailer park, and they're cool, you know. They have a nice song singing every night, and she likes these people. Whereas Ben Foster, he's just like, keep doing the same thing, want to leave, want to be a survivalist. So there's no story to this movie, and there's no real depth to these characters. I mean, the only thing that we get, okay, Ben Foster's character is suffering from something, PTSD most likely. He was a veteran. That's all I get. He's dragging his daughter Tom along with him. She doesn't like it, you know? And it's just a continuous cycle over and over again. Overall, I will give Leave No Trace a B+. I thought the movie had great actors, it had great directing, great visuals. The story wasn't all that engaging. By the end, I was satisfied with the movie, but I was also disappointed because I didn't really gravitate towards anybody character-wise. I mean, there's some beautiful scenes in here between Thomasin McKenzie and Ben Foster, like the bee scene. I love that scene, it's great. But I just didn't get anything out of these characters. I understood who they were in a sense. With Ben Foster, you know, you get like a shadow of a background with him, and I don't really understand. I get it, but I don't understand, and I wanted to understand him as a character. I wanted to understand Thomasin McKenzie, more as a character. I mean, I get a sense of who they are as a person progressing in the thick of this movie, but in story sense, there's no story here. It's just continuous stuff happening over and over again and rinse and repeat. They could have easily trimmed off 30 minutes of this movie or given me more depth information on these characters, something to gravitate more towards, which I didn't get in this movie, so it kind of left me disappointed. That's all I have to say. So as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.